My name is Nathan Powell, and I'm a film student at Sheridan College. For the past month, I've been looking for a student music video from 1970. As it turns out, searching for a film reel from the 70s is quite a journey, and it all starts with my dentist.
My name's Kerry Letkeman. I'm a practicing dentist in Ancaster, and I've been here practicing dentistry for 36 years. My brother's 3 years older than I am, or I was. He made a music video in his 1 or 2 years when he was at Sheridan. It was called Love Child. The song was from Diana Ross and the Supremes. And the video only had 2 people in it. It was my brother and my mother. And my mother was done up in curlers and a kerchief, and she was I remember her being at the sink doing dishes, and she could hear my brother doing something in the bedroom. And this is how the video went. And she went in there and caught him smoking cigarettes or sucking his thumb and stuff like that, and she would chastise him. It was sort of done in fast speed, so it was a little humorous at the same time.
As far as student films go, this concept sounded pretty familiar, but there's a reason that this film stands out from the rest.
But sadly, in 1990, he died of an overdose of prescription medication. When we moved into our first house in Ancaster in 1982, we had stacked a bunch of boxes up against the wall in the basement. It was an old house, and unfortunately there was a crack in that wall and there was a leak. And the water drained down through that crack, got into these boxes and destroyed virtually all the films, or not films, but all the photos that I had of my family and myself growing up. So both of them gone. If I could get my hands on this video, I'd have a keepsake of them actually moving. So I think that would be pretty cool.
After hearing Dr. Letkeman's story, we knew that we really wanted to track down this film. The problem with looking for an old student film is that we don't understand how films used to be made. So we caught up with someone who works with film reels on a regular basis.
The history of this film is that often film gets put into cans and then it ends up on a shelf somewhere and then gets forgotten for like 50 years. You know, it's kind of a fairly innocuous kind of thing. It kind of sits on a shelf and doesn't call attention to itself. And sometimes wrong prints get into wrong cans. So there's all kinds of ways that film can get lost or damaged or destroyed. But that film that you're looking for, I remember going through the archive and that just never really rung a bell for me. So it's a mystery to me as to what. It's pretty rare if you'll throw it away though. You know, it's like if you have film, it's usually pretty expensive, so you tend not to throw it away.
So our search begins. The most obvious place to look is the projection room. This is where Sheridan keeps all its reels of film. Some of it is old student work, but a lot of it is prints of old Hollywood films. This says 7373. It's not a year, I don't imagine, and there's no date on it. But it says Grandma Grunt, take of a trapper's wife, Michael Hall, optical, answer print.
All this one says is Shane.
So some of these are the names of film stocks, not necessarily years or people who made them. Archiving. We couldn't find anything in the projection room, but then there's the tape archive. It's from 1992, which is a few decades past when we're looking.
I have 88.
88? That's closer.
Probably not it.
A lot of the film reels got converted to tape in the 1980s, but not VHS tapes, something called Sony U-Matic 3/4-inch tapes. I had never even heard of this format until I opened up this whole cabinet full of them. The earliest was from 92, which is a little bit later than when we're looking. So, yeah.
Okay. Where do we go from here?
I don't know if the tape archive is the place that we should be looking. Oh, it's the Media Arts Awards, like the whole show. There'll be a lot of films in there.
Yeah, so like I said, our film could be like in the middle of one of these and we wouldn't even know it. Then there's the digital archive, which mainly consists of new films and transfers from the tape archive. So yeah, this is the digital archive. We're on the media vault. Right, so it could have been transferred over here.
Could have been here. A lot of these seem new and also don't have numbers on them.
Fantastic.
So this starts at 2007.
That is
this other one.
Not even close.
This one's not labeled. We could look up the word love and okay, so it's not here. It might be time to consider that the school might not have the film at all.
That's sad, but I don't know where else we could look, really.
guess that's it.
The great thing about film is that it can last forever. The sad thing is that films can outlive the people in them. There's a reason we keep things, even if they might not seem important at the time, and student films rarely seem important. But there's a lot of reasons why someone might want to watch them later. And even though this Love Child film might have been lost, that is, the actual film reel itself has gone missing, here we are, still talking about it, asking around. The film has not been forgotten. And I think a young Richard Letkeman would have been happy to know that.